Hello, everybody. How's it going? Nope, don't end it. Don't end it yet. We're like a minute early. I got like 18 messages telling me that the pod or the live that went on before me. Uh, dude, I'm not gonna remember their names, but there's Matthew right there. I had nothing better to do than to say bad shit about them. But I see they ended their live just right in time, so that we could, so they could tune into the Chief Chongos, Bacon and Matthew.
The
You
leader of
there?
the Chongos. There we are. What's up, Chongo
We're the
leader?
chief. We're the Chief Chongos. I might change my headphones here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh. See if that makes any difference. How? Couple technical difficulties here. If you guys don't know, the last time we did this, Matthew had some technical difficulties, so I'm
Yes,
just
I
returning
can
the favor.
remember. Yeah, exactly. I remember it. Sunday. It was a Sunday morning. I was at baseball camp of some sorts, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, you're at some like bowling alley or something, if
Yeah,
I remember right.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Kid's
Kid's
birthday.
birthday. Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
And not too shabby
Holy,
yourself. There we are. They're
fabulous.
all starting to roll in now. Here we go. Everybody's wondering what's on the mind of Baker. Let's go. You're the most hated man on
The
Instagram.
most. I don't even know how that happened,
But I
but
know.
I am.
Couple of stories get shared, and the next thing you know, everybody needs an enemy.
Bam!
Everybody needs an arch enemy.
Listen, if I'm your foil, then I'm a good foil. Let's fucking fire it up.
Let's go.
I can be your foil and your flame. No big
That's
deal.
right. And I hear what you're talking about, and I had to piggyback on that because I don't
I,
know. I just can't. I can't. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I just know that.
that's why we're here,
That's
right?
right.
That's why you're here.
Exactly.
Everybody knows my opinion.
Right.
Everybody thinks my opinions suck,
Right.
and
I.
that I'm old
Yeah,
and
that's
crotchety
right. You're old
and
and
mean.
angry. You're just an old
Yeah,
angry guy. So, in all honesty, I feel like I could work with you day in and day out. Believe it or not. So I feel like I've worked with you before. So just you just want to. I don't know how people can think of that like that for you, but if anything,
there's no doubt that my personality is not unique in the trade. And if you think it,
exactly. And before the whole influencer thing came up that you were doing, you were actually given wise details on how to run a business,
I
pointers and whatnot, and that's what I was paying attention to.
yeah,
And I believe
and
they just picked up on the negativity too quickly. So, you angry old man.
I know. I literally said that's what started the whole thing was that whole clean hands, dinky money, and that thing went insane.
Right, exactly. You hurt a lot of
And
feelings, a lot of hurt feelings out there.
there's a lot of feeble-minded people out there
I
with fragile feelings.
I always thought it was the electricians that had all the feelings, but come to find out 6 months ago, it's our own kind. It's our own kind.
It's always from the inside. That you know that. What is that? That's like some Roman law. Like you never get attacked from the outside.
Right.
Destruction happens from within.
Exactly. It was our own kind. It all started with drain cleaning, and here we are with influencers, and the electricians are now just watching from the outside.
Yeah, just like look like that cat meme. They're just looking over, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening over there?
What are these guys doing to each other? My God. The Trojan
So
horse. There you go. Alan Carson. He said the Trojan horse. That's exactly what it was. The Trojan horse.
so I see that the other super influencers ended their lives so that they could watch ours
Yeah.
because we have nothing. We have nothing better to
There's
do.
got to be
The
something
worst.
interesting in this thing, you know? other than
Yeah,
your
the worst thing
beard.
about this stupid thing is I can't keep up with all the comments.
Ah,
They're fucking going
it's
crazy.
not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot of drain cleaners in here. What do we got?
So let's just get down to it. Like the reason you're here is because, like, what was it? 18 months ago, your sister thing took off, went crazy.
Right.
I mean,
I don't even
which
know. Yeah.
good for you. You did your calendar
Right.
shoot, which I told you not to.
It, that was a one-time ordeal. All right.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, even supermodels are married. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And then you did if I remember right, and if you could tell me if I'm being offside, but you set up a media company and stuff to sort of take advantage of that
Yeah.
side of things, and I'll let you go.
Right. Yeah. So last year, once January, I believe, was like the real big money that was coming in for me. And so at that point, you can't funnel. You need a business bank account in order to funnel the money through that. So that way you can do your taxes and whatnot, and not everything is completely in shambles for your tax people. So
Yeah.
the amount of money that was coming in, we set up a business bank account, and I I did sit down with companies to have them, like me be the partnership and whatnot, and they give you very long contracts. You have to abide by their rules. You're going to change your personality. You got to do exactly as they say. The videos you make, that you have to make them and then send them to them. They got to watch them, and then they'll tell you the exact second or minute that they want something changed, resaid, talked about. So then you got to go ahead and change the video up and then send it back to them. As soon as they approve the video, then you put it up on your page. Now, for a TikTok, I sold a TikTok to a company for $4,000. So it was one TikTok got sold to them for a built app. I guess I probably shouldn't say that, but so for $4,000, it was a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
And that was the whole rigmarole with that. But by the time you get done exactly as they want, you don't see the money for about 4 months, 5 months, because it's got to go through all the views. You got to make sure that you acquire the amount of views the contract tells you to do.
Yep.
So that kind of money wasn't even worth it at that point. I could go out and go do plumbing throughout the day and that week and make more money in that week than I would have doing that over the course. One video, honestly, would take me about, I would say, a month to tape and then go back and forth and then finally release it. And then it was about 3 to 4 months before they would release the funds for it, for the views. But then you got other companies that want you to do the same thing, and they want to give you just free tools or a very, very low amount of money per month in order to make these videos for them. And as I was going through these, I was noticing that my own store that I had set up with my hats and the shirts were bringing in more money during that 7-day period, because the store is only open for 7 days, than me going through all the work of reading these contracts and dealing with the people on the other end. So I started to go away from doing what these people wanted. I found it to be easier and more lucrative to do it through my own, because you are your own boss. You don't have to sign any contracts with anybody. So and then I also got to the point where I was like, well, I could just make more money plumbing at that point. I mean, and I could show you, I'm in the middle of doing my taxes as we speak, but so
It's tax season.
It's tax season, exactly. So I can run upstairs and go get the actual paper, but my year to date just from the app Facebook. So that's Facebook pays you ad money and ad revenue to put videos out, and if they're long videos, which I do a lot of, they put a lot of ads in them, so you gain some money. So throughout the whole year, 365 days, I made $75,000 through Facebook. So that's just me putting up the video. It has nothing to do. You don't have to talk about Facebook. You don't have to sign any contracts. You just take your video, put it on Facebook, and then it gains ad revenue throughout that. So at that point, why would you want to work for these brands who want to pay you $400 for the month to do 3 videos a month? So 3 times 12, that's what, 36 videos a year, when you could just do your normal videos and put them up on these apps and get paid through that. But as the year progressed, Facebook starts to pull away from you, or any app, because they're noticing maybe that they're paying too much. So they are in control of your views. They're in control of the people, the following. They'll let you go, viral when they want to. So
Yeah.
it's nothing that you can make a living off of. You can make good money off of it for a time, but there's going to be a time where it starts to die down. So like last January, I made $15,000 just in January, but in this January, I made $1,200, and I didn't really change anything other than someone said it was because I was making fun of drain cleaners on there and it was lowering my views.
There's always a reason, right?
There's always a reason, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and all the, like you've been going out about the trade shows and whatnot. So the brand wants to have your face for them, right? So they'll fly you out, they'll pay for you to eat, they'll pay for your trip, but they will not pay you for you. Like, this is your page that you created, this is your brand, and they want to put their brand on your brand. So at that point, I mean, I don't want to, there should be a dollar amount for your time, since you're there for 24 hours a day, 3 days for the weekend or whatever. There should be a set dollar amount for that, if that's the case. Instead, I mean, I can fly myself out somewhere with my kids and wife and pay for the hotel and the food and actually have memories that I want to keep forever. You know what I mean? It's no offense to anybody that's watching and goes to these fucking things, but like, why? I don't know. Why would I want to go somewhere just to eat and drink with a bunch of people from online? 10 years ago, you would have thought you're a weirdo going to hang around with a bunch of online dudes for free. You know what I mean?
That's right. Is this a swingers club? Where's this part of some weird sex cult? What the fuck is going on around here?
Exactly, right. Exactly. You said it. So then I've seen the scene that you're causing on here, and I mean, people want to back themselves up. I could go into my messages with people that are sponsored by brands telling me that they're sick of the way they're being treated by the brands, but yet they come on to these places and it's a different story. You know what I mean? It's a different story.
I get the same messages, and that, like you say, people are like, show me the screenshots. I'm like, dude, I'm not here to expose individual people,
right? We're not
and make them feel bad,
right?
No. So you're just like, listen, I get the same messages of people saying, dude, it's bad. Like, they flew me to Cleveland. I'm like, Cleveland? Wow. What did you see in Cleveland in the middle of fucking January? The same thing I see. Nothing but snow and ice and like shit.
Right. Exactly. That's the other. They're like, oh, you're gonna go to AHR? Hey, I'm like, why would I want to go to Chicago in the cold? Send me down to San Diego in the middle of January instead. You know what I mean? But I just I guess there's one thing that I've learned about social media, and that we are not all the same. So not everybody is real. You know, everybody is maybe real behind the camera, but they're not the same person they are off the camera. But
no.
And it's not something that I ever really thought about until I see what I see on here. And even sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, man, maybe I should go on here and let them know that I'm having a shitty day today. But then I'm like, nobody really wants to watch that. You know, they want to see. They don't want to see the real shit. That's not going to bring them in. They want to see the beautiful plumbing you put in, or the vacation that you're on with you. You know what I mean? It's just nobody wants to see the shitty end of it. So.
It's the truth. Like you say, there's what every plumber knows. That's what kills me, is every plumber knows, or trades knows, that there's good days and bad days. Like, there's absolute shit moments. Like, why in the fuck am I part of this? I should have been a baby doctor, or at least a gynecologist that looks at vaginas all day. And then if something goes sideways, I'm like, listen, man, it's God's fault. I don't know. Talk to God.
Right, exactly. But if you're a gynecologist, I'm going to tell you're going to see some really bad ones too. So
I know. I have two friends that are men that are gynecologists. I'm like, dude, how do you do that job? He's like, listen, man, same way you do it. Sometimes you just close your mouth and just fucking go. I'm just going for this.
It's fucking awesome.
So what's the? I mean, I've talked to a couple of them individually and said, ride it while it lasts, but it will not last.
Right.
Yes or
And
no?
so, no, not at all. It's not going to last. And I believe that it's not going to last as well as because now companies are hiring and making a paid salary person in charge of social media. So they're paying somebody $90,000 a year to run their social media, but they're not putting out what the people want to watch. The people want to watch real people doing real shit, not commercials, not like based upon their one thing. So that was one of the biggest things. I sat down with trade hounds in a Zoom meeting for about 45 minutes, and I was trying to get across the table. This was just in, what are we, in March? So I would say it's in January. I can go back and look. And I said, listen, I will add you or people into my videos, but I am not going to make specific videos for these things because it's not what the people want to watch. I want to make and create, I don't even know why I don't have the answer to this, but content that people want to feel like they're a part of, feel like they are,
Yep.
this is what they do on a daily basis. They're like, dude, I see people in my comment section that say, man, I plumbed all day for 10 hours and then I come home and I watch your videos. It's like, when I scroll, even though I hate it, but the last thing I want to watch is some commercial about a 30-second clip on Purple Primo for say. I mean, it's not relevant. So I just feel like sooner or later, the people who are watching this stuff are going to eliminate that job position of a social media marketing agent that's making $90,000 a year. I believe a company can cut that cost, and then just come straight to the to people, and once they understand what the people want to watch, I just think that it's short term at the moment. It's how I feel, and it's what I've seen. Maybe I'm stubborn.
I couldn't.
Maybe
I don't think you are.
I have a problem with authority. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No. And I don't. I love authority. Please tell me what to do.
Right, exactly, right. So
I think that's part of the blue collar mentality, isn't it? Isn't that what sort of the allure of it? Like I get to do what I want. You run your. I mean, that's
right.
When you. I mean, I know you did commercial to start and did your thing, and then there's always sort of that little bee in your bonnet. And am I going to do my own thing? Am I going to go out? When's the moment? You fucking break out. You start seeing how fucking difficult it is to run your own business, right?
Yeah.
And you're as soon as you open that thing up, Uncle Sam or my fucking prime minister's like, hey man, you owe me money.
Right, exactly.
And you owe me money every 2 weeks, just so you fucking know.
Every time you get a check in the mail, then you get a bill right behind it. Yep, payroll. Yep, don't forget payroll taxes. The payroll lady is paying you. Yeah. You ran so now I've been in business this is the beginning of my 4th year, and it's just me, sole proprietor. I do use a couple of people here and there because of the obviously the amount of work, but I've looked into hiring, and it's a scary place. I mean, right off, I know Canada's probably different, but the amount of money that's gonna go out before it comes back in is I can't. My prices would have to skyrocket. I don't understand how people can do it.
No, like you say, your employee is not going to wait, right? Like every 2 weeks,
right?
On the Friday, he expects his full paycheck, and you not only do you have to take that out, you got to pay the government at the exact same time his payroll taxes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If you miss that thing,
right?
And I'm talking from experience, like when I had the big thing going, it was $60,000 every 2 weeks to the government. Not to my employees. That was the payroll taxes. And if I missed it, like if they didn't see it hit the bank account by Monday, I was getting a call on Wednesday saying, hey, Bob, where the fuck's the money? Interest rate is 12%.
Right.
You're like, holy shit.
Right. Yeah.
And that thing gets out of control. Oh,
it's crazy. And
it's crazy.
What was the other thing? When you hire somebody, workman's comp. I don't know if you guys have that in Canada too. Yeah,
we do.
Right. Right off the bat, that was to hire somebody. It was going to be about $4,500 for workman's comp, but then payroll taxes on top of that.
I don't know how workman comp work down there, but up here they're the mob because they take a percentage.
Yeah.
You have to send in what you made last, like your gross revenue, and then they say this is how much you owe for
Right. So
workman's comp.
they gave me an estimate, is what they told me,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
will readjust it down the road. I'm like, oh,
And their estimate's incredibly generous in their favor, right?
exactly right. Yes, yeah. So I mean, in order to hire somebody and pay them and pay payroll taxes, you got to be doing at least 50,000 a month coming in and that's
At
at
least.
least, yeah, because I'm a one man show, and I believe that I'm comfortable with 25,000 a month, and that's gross. That's my comfortable gross to make sure I get paid, everyone else gets paid, and my bills are paid, and that's 25 a month. It's not. I was actually contemplating making a reel today on how uncomfortable it is to run your own business. But then I went to the gym because the gym helps me tremendously with this, believe it or not. It's one of my, honestly, if I'm in one of the worst moods for 2 days straight, it's because I didn't go to the gym for 2 days.
Gym.
Yeah. I don't know what it does, but it literally clears my mind, and then I'm able to focus on the day's tasks. Otherwise, I'm looking at the entire picture of me running my business. You know what I mean? So, the gym's huge.
The gym. That's why we built it. That's why I built it, as we said, over COVID, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not in here as often as I should be because it's been a crazy couple of months, but
no heat
and that's
season.
what makes me. It is like it's been when people say, "Are you coming to the trade show?" I talked to a few guys. I'm like, and we did like $250,000 in January because it was so fucking cold, and people think, that's not true. I'm like, okay, it's not true. Fine.
Right.
But I don't need to influence anything. I don't have any of this shit monetized because we've just focused on being a business, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is my entire point of what you're doing. You've got your little and I should probably do a better job of selling my shit, but I need the tax write-off, to be perfectly honest. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
I'm like, dude, I spent $20,000 on swag. Why aren't you paying for it? Because I need the tax write-off.
Right. And then
just
you
fucking
mail
get
it
it.
out,
It's advertising.
Right.
It's advertising. My accountant agrees with it.
Right.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Definitely.
But if you build it, what's that stupid?
If you build
what's that
it,
stupid?
they will come.
Yeah. What is that? Field of Dreams or something?
Yeah. Exactly.
It takes a while, but if you build it, they will come. And it's not a slag on people. Like, not everybody needs to run their own business or wants to.
But Jesus Christ, you got to be a certain person to do this. Sorry, no, I don't mean to say Jesus Christ. Sorry, I know you're a church going man.
Jesus forgives you. I promise.
Thank you. I need that. Trust me.
We all need it, man. We all need it. People give me a hard time. When they really want to be mean, I'm like, how can you be a church-going man and swear? I'm like, listen, if I'm going to get kicked out of heaven for swearing, then none of us got a chance, man. None of us have a fucking hope.
We're all going
so just
down.
Just go for debauchery, because that's all that's left, baby.
But yeah, it takes a certain person to run, operate, and own a business, honestly, day in and day out. I was on the other side where I just woke up and went to work every day and left after 8 hours, and now I'm on the side where the payroll lady is saying, hey, you owe me for the first quarter of payroll, and then don't forget taxes is coming up, and payroll taxes is getting taken out on the 15th, so don't forget about that. I hope you're having a good day. Like, right there in that one sentence, I heard 15 grand. You know, that's what I heard.
That's what we're taking out, whether you like it or not. And there's a couple guys on here that's saying, well, you got to get paid up in advance. Listen, you can make that work on resi stuff where you get credit cards and shit. Right. But if you're going to do commercial work, like like I posted that video today of that job I did last fall. Yeah. And I mean, I have to wait 45 days to get paid for that. Right. That's just how that works. Right. And so you put out all the cash and send them a bill for 60 thou and say, please pay me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've sort of eliminated all those dweebs from my life, mostly. So I don't have that problem anymore, but still you're waiting for it.
and there's nothing against anybody on Instagram, but Instagram seems to be huge, like service, like you're in and you're out. So yes, like drain cleaners, like you clean the drain and you hand them the iPad, they sign and you take their money. See you later. That's what I see on here the most. So, but nobody really, I haven't told anybody this, but I've been trying to bid commercial work myself. I got in with a couple of GCs. They send me drawings, and I spent like 4 or 5 hours breaking down these little jobs and sending them a price. And knowing going in that you won't be paid, you got to go buy the stock, get there, start working. You bill on the first day, but that just because you billed on the first day, you're not going to see a check for 45 to 75 days. So you're not going to get paid for anything. And then at the end, once they you get a final inspection and then you walk away, you're 90 days from your end check. So
yeah,
I mean, you gotta be able to bankroll this work. You gotta bankroll it.
Yeah. Everybody holds their last 10%, right, which technically is the money that you make.
Exactly.
Right? Like if you pay everybody out, ching ching ching. If you're lucky, you might make 10 or 15% on it to get into those circles, right? Like you don't get into those circles being the fucking high end.
No, right. Exactly.
I guess I'll toot my own horn. You know, part of the reason that I can charge what I charge is because we've been doing it for long enough, and I have the reputation within those circles to go. They're like, well, we found somebody cheaper. I'm like, use them.
Yeah.
Call them in.
Exactly. Right.
I don't care.
Right.
And they're like, oh no, that's not what we meant. I'm like, what did you mean? I call them in, and that happens every once in a while, and they fuck everything up.
Right.
And we come back and fix it for twice the price of what we originally said. Did you learn your lesson? Yeah. Like, we're good at what we do. Right. Exactly. And you know we're good at what we do, and we charge what we charge.
And we're going to get done. And so my social media presence, I believe, shows that to certain people, because I got a lot of people that I work for that watch me or find out that this is what I do once I started working for them, or they've watched me and they get in touch with me, and their number one comment is, we know you're going to finish it. Like I see what you do online. I know you're going to get to the end. You're going to get to the end goal. I can see that's what I show start to finish. I mean, it's what it's all about.
And we get the same thing. That's why the reason people ask why I'm here. Locally, I'm on Instagram because people see what we do, and it brings me more work. We get a new customer every week. Yeah. And other than that, it's obviously to vent and share some of my stupid opinions.
I thought it was to complain.
Listen, people say I'm not like you, dude. You hate. I have the rigid flag right there. Yeah, like I got shit. I got I've done all this stuff. I mean, I just, I have the wrenches. I have the shit.
Right.
It's just. That's not where the money is.
No, right. And you're only saying this is because you already been there. And now I'm saying this because I've been there. So now, but now there's going to be new, and that. So there you go. It's just new blood. There's always going to be somebody new willing to chomp at the bit to get what they can from one of these brands. Like, it's never going to change. It'll never end. I just hope that maybe they get a lot less views for doing those chomping at the bit. So they can get a different, I don't know, they're just not getting paid what they should be getting paid for that. And free tools is not being well paid for, all right? That's, those what do you tools think? Are free to them.
What do you think it costs Rigid? Right. Here's Capital Mechanical here. He's shooting his mouth off, which I appreciate. I love the way the brands treat my products or my pockets, which is exactly what you said. At the beginning, it's fabulous. And what do you think that tool costs Rigid? They literally sent me whatever it is, 241. Here's your whole thing. Thank you for helping us and do whatever we did. And I'm like, this tool costs them nothing. If they want to put a cost on their balance sheet, it costs them $250 because that's what it costs to make it. Right. And then they. As you know, it goes through 18 different middlemen before it gets to me, and everybody makes their $250. And when I buy it off the shelf, it's $3,000.
Right. So then they should think of it like this. So now this is obviously a smaller schedule, smaller picture, but for the Super Bowl, right? you get 50 million views on a Super Bowl ad, and they pay $7 million for 30 seconds. Now, you're getting, where can you go on TV and find a plumbing channel that will show off all these tools with commercials? You can't. They have now this right in front of you that is directly giving you the algorithm for your trade.
Yeah.
So now they're able to put their product in front of the most amount of people they have ever been able to do that for. And they're not, I mean, I honestly would like to see papers from people who say they're getting paid well, because I'm not that far away. Like, I just got done with these people in the last year. I've dealt with all these things. I know what they pay. And if you think that's good money, then
you're not doing anything in the harsh reality is, if you think that that's good money, then you suck as a plumber. Right. I don't know what else to say. Like, you're bad at your job.
And you're not, and you, Bob.
And you're, I know, that's why they don't like me, but it's the truth. If you think the money's in social media, then you're bad at your job. Let's talk about Eric. He's on holiday, so he won't hear this. But who's bigger than Eric? Right. Who is more well-known than Eric?
Right.
And I appreciate Eric. I've told him to his face. I've told it in public. I think what they do is fantastic. Yeah. And he's still on the tools.
Right, yeah.
He's still on the tools.
Right. But his brand is Mechanical Hub. That's
right.
That's his. Yeah. When you think of Mechanical Hub, you see Eric's face. That's what goes along with it.
Right.
I believe he based that brand around the products. He sends out a newsletter that has nothing to do. It just has everything to do with the products. He goes to the shows to put out for the products. I mean, I enjoy his boiler install videos.
Yeah.
I don't watch.
But those are ones. So those are going away though, right? Like when he first started.
Small, yeah, right.
He was doing sort of the long format thing.
Right.
And because of TikTok and it's not because, but they figured out that if 15 seconds is the most, you will look at a screen before you swipe it. And so he sort of lost that momentum.
Right.
And has gone sort of flipped back over to YouTube.
Right.
To try and recapture some of that stuff, which is, without giving too much away, is, sort of going not bad.
Right.
But whatever.
So it's hard to base. So like myself, like I based my brand around plumbing. So if I stop plumbing, what do I got? I got nothing.
That's what I was saying that the other day.
Right.
Like you're in the wheelhouse, right?
Right.
Like if your whole shtick is to show people how to do plumbing, then how do you get out of plumbing?
Right.
You're gonna go back. You're gonna go back to be like Turbo and here's my bread. I'm baking bread now.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like is that gonna bring in money? I do too, but there's not like he's not making money off of that. Am I gonna go and say, let me show you how my bees are doing and send me money so I can show you how the bees are going?
Sometimes he's in the hot tub naked. He's all over the map.
He's all over the fucking place.
But yeah, once you base your brand over something, and just talking in social media, once you base your brand around, if you're just doing products, then that's what you got to do forever is products. And honestly, sooner or later, people are going to get bored with you doing products. And he's honestly, I've never met the guy. He's probably a great guy. I'm just, after a while of seeing the same thing, like, yes, we know that tool cuts strut. We know that you can use a Pro Press gun and it just squeezes the fitting. Like, we get all that. We want to see you do it in real life. We want to hear a story behind it. People like to hear, we want connection. We want a connection,
Yeah, no, that's what it is. And I do think that's part of, it wasn't my intent when I started sort of doing that My Thoughts, Not Yours thing, but I mean, it's obviously grabbed some attention.
Right. Yeah.
And it did start off with this is what I've learned about business and plumbing.
Right. And then
it sort of descends into, you guys are fucking morons
pretty much
for influencing it. And I think everything you do is stupid. And then now everybody's like, the wolves are out, man.
Everybody hates the baker nowadays. You kidding me? Yeah. So, like you said, you went on there with no intent of doing my thoughts, not yours, and it turned out to be like, all right, you made a connection with the people. So, I went on with without the intent. So, in the beginning of the drain cleaning's not plumbing thing, I honestly, maybe they would have to, like, the very first video, I'd have to go back and listen to it. But what I meant by that was you don't have to clean drains in order to be a plumber. So a lot of kids are like, oh my God, plunger, plumber. That's how they stick it together. Plunger, plumber. So I was trying to get across to everybody that you don't need to be a drain cleaner. I've done this now, it's 18 years, and I have yet to clean a drain, like, professionally, I guess you could say. And I've made a living. And honestly, I mean, over 18 years of plumbing, if you make what, I don't know, 1.5, 2 million over, and I've never had to clean a drain over 18 years. Just throwing out fucking numbers. So I was just trying to get kids.
You better have made more than that, Matthew.
I'm just saying. Right, exactly. I don't know. Here we go. Right?
Or you suck at what you do.
I suck at what I do anyways. Are you kidding me? That's why I'm on here explaining myself right now. You shitting me? But the internet hears what they want to hear, and they're going to take that and run with it. So then they're like, Boston says the drain cleaner is not plumbing. So, of course, just like you, now I'm going to run with that. Like, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Drain cleaning is not a part of plumbing.
Fuck it.
Right.
Let's go.
Bring them all
let's
in.
let's light it on fire. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Run with it. So, shit, I just made it. I'm in the process of making a T-shirt for the next one. The drain cleaner on it, the works. But I'm on their side with the drain cleaners. All right, I'm on your side. I understand. So I've also learned that drain cleaning is a demographic, I guess is the word you look for. So if you live in an area that's not very populated, then you're going to have to clean drains to keep your guys busy, because that's going to be part of the calls that come in. If you are a service guy, then maybe you'll be set up to have, once you take a drain call, I feel like you're going to be taking drain calls all day long, and you're never going to be able to stay in one place.
It's like taking meth for the first time, Matt. Once you take that thing, you're fucking hooked, and it's
right.
It's the fucking slippery slope from there.
Yeah,
it's just fucking over.
Right. And I'm sure the money is fantastic. Everybody, the money's great. The money's this, the money's that. And
the money is good.
Right. But I just can't wake up to do that. And I've never had to. I don't know if I ever will, but I seem to fill my days prosperously with plumbing. So
that's the fabulous thing about plumbing, right? Is there's, like, truly, how many, whatever you want to call it, categories are there? There's like commercial install, there's resi, there's service, there's boilers, there's hydronics, there's drain cleaning. There's, I mean, down in California those guys spend $100,000 on those jet rigs.
Right.
And they're busy all fucking day.
Right. Yeah, oh yeah.
Right. And
exactly. And they're getting paid right when they leave the place.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And so we took on drain cleaning, whatever that was, 20 years ago, just to sort of, provide all the services that my customers in our commercial service world need. I'm like, will you clean this drain for us while you fix this and you're fixing the rooftop unit? Do you know how to clean a drain? I'm like, I can fucking clean a drain all day long. And they're like, wait, can you come clean this? Yes. And it's disgusting. So I'm going to I have told my own boys, I'm like, listen, when it's disgusting, you need to let your client know. Look at this shit. It's awful. Holy, can you smell that? And so when they get the bill, they're like, that was totally worth it, man. That was disgusting. So you got to play it up a little bit. So they're like, holy fuck, it's a good thing you're doing that and not me.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that's not your jam, then I don't know why everybody has a problem with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I would hire a guy to do drain cleaning for me if that makes sense. Right. So then I'm not doing it and I'm still making money off of it. So in the future, you could see that happening, and people are like, see, Boston's cleaning drains. We're like, well, no, Boston put a guy in a van and he's cleaning drains. You know what I mean?
That's not. Listen, if you want to know the truth, and the boys will back this up, I stopped cleaning drains when Isaiah came to start working for me, and I'm like, you're the drain man. And then Peter came on a couple years later, and he's now the drain man. He hates it. Like it's a drain call. If it's a scheduled drain call, it's Pete. If it's emergency, then we just sort of do what we have to do.
Right, to make it happen.
And who's Skater Plumbing or Plumbing Skater? How much is PCH? They pay me zero, by the way. I thought I explained that thing.
I don't get any comments on my screen for some reason, so you're on your own.
Oh, am I? Dude, they're lighting you up, man. They hate your mustache.
Nah, that's because they really love it, Bob.
It's the same with the beard. Some dude's like, your beard, you should do something with your beard. I'm like, what? The whole reason I grew a beard is so I wouldn't have to do anything with it, you moron.
Right. There you go. Yeah, what are you going to do? What
Nothing.
else?
So you're not getting any of these?
No, I'm not seeing. I think the last one I seen was just the bearded plumber said it's non-drain cleaning plumbers, they can take it. So I don't know. That was like a while ago. They just stopped showing up. I wish I could see them all, especially if they're yelling at me.
Well, no. The Capital Mechanical says you're spitting facts about running a business. Yep, it's true. I don't know who that Capital guy is. He just showed up. He's one of those dudes that clipped me out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, who are you? You know me, but I don't know you.
See what you did? You
he was
the internet off.
He was mad. I don't know if he was mad. He appeared mad about the kindergarten plumbing, which I don't understand. Because you've been in this trade for 18 years like yourself. Shouldn't it be there's stuff that's fucking easy to do?
Yeah, I just
like you're like this is
a couple of dishwashers today. There you go. There's some kindergarten work for you.
Yeah. Did I miss the first employee discussion? Oh, yeah, you missed that. Sorry, people are sending me stupid questions.
That's okay.
Anyway,
I'm sure that's
there's too many. There's too many fucking questions, man. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. I don't have any issue with the dirty hands, clean money thing. It's just it becomes the easy sell that you are, and like you said yourself, you're making your whatever the fuck you're making.
What is this? What are we doing?
Right? Like I don't understand it.
Right. Me either. When did this happen?
Like be a part of it.
When did this happen? Kidding me? I saw Trey, iPlummet. You ever see his page?
Yeah.
He put
He's the one that replaces all the stacks, right?
Yeah, he's a stack guy. Exactly.
He's a stack guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He said the other day, he said you can have followers or a following. That's the difference on these. Yeah. So your followers would be, your number's grown, but you got nobody that deals with you in your messages or in the comment section. Nobody likes your shit. You just so happen to put up one good reel and it blew up and you got a bunch. But then you can have a following, like a cult following, and that would be people that once you put something up, your comment section gets a little rowdy. People have messaged me and yelling at you in the DMs about what you did and what you didn't do. So I believe he's right on that part as well. I mean, on here, following or followers, it all depends on. And some people don't even want to do this; they just want to consume content.
Yeah, I believe which is like you say. Go ahead.
I think everybody on here is attention horse. That's what we are. I mean, we're all attention horse at the end of the day. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
You're on here for the world to see and to see what comes back, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree. You're right. If anybody that denies that, including myself, you're like, oh, people are like, you're just here to listen to your own voice. I'm like, I guess. I mean, I'm the only one that hears it, and I get your stupid, comments in here. All right. KC Plumbing. Here we'll ask some questions. How do you promote your business? How do you promote your business, Matt? Do you do any advertising?
So in the beginning, when I first started, now remind everyone on here that I never did any side work before 2019. So in 2019, I was still working commercial, but I was taking on some smaller projects in my area, one or two, but I would take videos and pictures, believe it or not. And I think you can go back to my old Facebook page, and I would post the work that I was doing at night on my stories in Facebook, which is my personal account. So that was like my friends and family. So then all of a sudden people are like, I need a plumber. Remember that asshole on Facebook that was put up a
Yeah.
stories every day of the work? Just a picture. It doesn't even take, you don't even have to do a walkthrough. Just take a picture of what you did. If you
Yeah.
need any plumbing, call me. But put it on your personal Facebook page because that's your friends and family. And even if they're not going to use you, somebody they know will need a plumber, and that's how it goes. And honestly, that's just kind of how I built my whole thing, was working from people that I got through the Facebook or people that I know, and then those people knew people, and those people knew people, and there we are. Now,
There we are. So do you have a website?
I don't even know. No, I don't. I mean, I put one up years ago, but I've never done anything with it, and no one's ever said, "Hey, we found you because of your website." It's always
And
word of mouth.
I will agree with you 100% on that. Nobody looks us up on the web initially. They find us on here or they hear us about word of mouth.
Right.
The only reason that we use the website is for validation, where they're like, "Oh, who did you say that plumber was?" Baker, and they type it in,
Right.
and then I do have a website that I do all as I've said before, I'm the tech monkey on it, and that's all it does is just sort of say, "Oh, he's real. His kids are real. Here's some jobs that he does."
Right.
Because we sort of deal in the commercial world
Yeah.
with big ass equipment, those guys want to make sure that we actually aren't we're not some meathead that's just going to be like, "Yeah, we can fix that, man. I got a wrench back here. What do you need?" And
Hey,
I gotta bring my tripod too.
Make sure
I'm allowed to bring my tripod outside.
Get the rigid wrench, Isaiah. Make sure you bring that one. Jesus Christ.
I got it embroidered, so it means I'm important, just so you guys know.
That's great.
No, I'm answering some more questions. I don't smoke weed. I don't know why you're asking that. The first employee. You're literally talking about your first employee. What's going to be the threshold for you? Are you gonna pull the trigger? What do you think?
I don't have that answer, to be honest with you. It's a scary scene. So
it is terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. How I look at it is now, if you do say I bring an apprentice in with me, right? I'm still going to be doing the same amount of work I do now without him, but with him. But now I got to pick up the cost on top of that out of the same money that I'm making now to pay him, pay the workman's comp, pay his insurances, pay everything that has to do with him. And whether it's a second set of tools, because now I got another set of hands with me, I would either have to work more in order to accommodate that.
You will.
Right.
You will.
Right. Or I keep floating at where I'm at now and do it myself, which I see in my comment section that a lot of people tell me I can't do this by myself forever, even though I've witnessed my father be a landscaper for himself, and he's 63 and he still does it without any help because he hated hiring people. But and he went down that road. He's hired people. He's like, they were knocking at my door at 3 a.m. looking for their money after they left the bar room. He says, I don't want that headache. I'm not saying that I never want that headache. I don't know if I do want that headache, but I do know that money is part of that situation. And if I hire a guy with a license, now I got to buy a van for him and one for me. I got to fill that van with tools on top of mine. I got to pay him very good wages in order to keep him happy and paid, because I was an employee. So then employees, and they're never happy. They're never happy.
Nope.
I don't.
Nope.
Right.
They're not.
So, right.
Like you're always ripping them off, or you're not paying them enough, or you don't appreciate them.
Right.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Especially if they do the billing themselves. Like, so if it's service calls and you're doing an iPad and whatever, and at the end of the service call, you're like, okay, sign here. This job just cost you $858. Now he's walking away like, I did that in an hour and I made $40, and he just made 810. So
yep. my own children, who I've raised from they're now part of this, and they say to me, like, when do we get to be a part of this? I'm like, what are you talking about? You're building it right now. yeah, but I only make, X amount of dollars an hour. And you make, like, I've seen your bank account, Dad. Like, I'm like, dude,
Where's
that's
mine?
40 years. There's 40 years of effort into that bank
Right,
account,
right,
bro.
right.
And
Exactly.
so we are making some, to make them more a part of it. But like, just like even my own children are wondering when more is coming,
Right.
right?
And I'm not that far away from being the employee. So that's what's given me the most trouble on hiring somebody, because I feel like I wouldn't want to pay them hourly. I'd almost want to pay them per the job. Like, hey, I got this, we'll just say a renovation of a kitchen and bathroom. If you can rough this place in 2 days, say I charge the guy 10 grand to do it, I give you 2 grand for 2 days to rough it, or whatever it is. Just like that.
Yep.
That would be the only way that I think I'd be able to bring somebody on and keep them happy and keep them with me for a long period of time. Instead of saying you get $40 an hour, a 401k, and 2 weeks vacation, good luck. I've been there.
Yeah. It's sorry, I'm reading some questions here. You guys are going to get me in trouble. How long is the Astrovan going to work for you? Are you running the Astrovan? I think one of mine's an Astrovan too.
Yeah, so I'm running an Astrovan, and I believe people have a problem with that as well. So
I know.
I don't
How much
know.
did that cost you?
Paid $5 grand cash up front
All
the
right.
very first day I
Yeah,
opened my
exactly.
business. Right, exactly. Right. So in December 4th, 2019 is the day I bought that van for cash. And I worked nights every day after commercial up until that point, and kept putting my money on top of it till I got to that point where my wife was like, you're either going to leave commercial or you're going to slow down on your side work. And I came across that Astrovan, and over the course of 3 years with the Astrovan, I probably dumped, I don't know, I would say 2 grand into the thing, instead of starting out with a 800 or more, because now they're probably $1,200 payment for a van. So now you're working for the van. I see people telling me that they want to start a company with someone else's money. Why would you want to leave a boss to have another boss but have your name on it? Like, I don't understand that portion.
No.
I can't grasp
No.
that. I'd rather plumb out of a fucking Lincoln Continental from 1978.
Well, I did the exact opposite. It was like in 2002. I said I decided I was going big, and so I leased like 8 vehicles.
Yeah.
8. Each one of those payments was $1,500 a month, right?
Christ.
And it was, yes,
It's
exactly.
stressful. Sorry, yeah.
Jesus forgives you. Okay. I said that a lot when I was in. So you go big, and like you need to make so much money, and then they break down, and you don't realize that that's not part of the lease payment.
Right.
They're like, no, I'm leasing this.
Yeah.
Just fix it. It's part of the. No, dude, that's another $4 grand for brakes.
Right.
I'm like, holy mother of.
Don't forget payroll and payroll taxes on.
Don't forget payroll. Oh my gosh. So I made it work, and we made it work for 18 years or whatever it was. And man, seriously, there wasn't a day that I wasn't stressed. Like, it was just
right.
There was always something going.
Mentally.
You never, because the one day that you think you're going to get off, the dude has a fight with his. My favorite story. Here's my favorite story about employees. I'm dressing out of, and then I'm looking out the window and faces the driveway, and my apprentice, who's late, as always, shows up, and he walks out of his truck, and his girlfriend's driving the truck. The girlfriend gets out of the car, and they're having a very heated conversation. She winds up and decks him right in the face, like just pounds him. I'm like, whoa, shit. And I was working with a guy named Steve. I'm like, Steve, there's a story that's about to happen. Let's go find out what has happened. He walks in, and I'm like, Martin, what the hell? And he was so drunk the night before that he went home with his girlfriend.
Yikes.
And phoned his wife and said, this is where I am. Come pick me up. And so she
Someone
walks in and
exists.
finds the it does exist. And he was out of commission because he didn't have anywhere to stay because his girlfriend's pissed at him. His wife kicked him out of the house. So I was supposed, and the only reason I tell that story, how it relates, is I was supposed to go on holidays with my own family, and he was going to cover.
Right.
I'm like, great. Now he can't cover because he's got his own fucking trauma going on.
Exactly.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming on holidays. I got to work.
Right.
And, you know, and now I have my own woman that's furious with me.
Exactly.
I don't know, because I don't know how to run a business. I'm like, how is that my fault?
Right. I didn't do anything. It was that guy's fault. That's what happens when you got 18 personalities. You got to worry about everyone's personality, including your own. So
yeah, it's so bad.
It really is.
It's,
I'm not no. I know everyone's different, and they all have different goals at the end of what they're doing. And I believe I'm still in the process of trying to figure out exactly what my goal is. Right now, my goal is to make money and do plumbing. So that's what I'm doing. If I kind of don't have a plan. I just kind of wing it and see how it goes. Can I hire somebody? Of course. But then do I want the stresses of having to keep them busy and pay them and then when they call in sick, like you said, I got to cover for them and myself? I mean, is it worth it at the end of your life? How's that?
I don't think it is. Unless you can go, my experience, unless you're going to go like have a 60-man crew and have like a fucking CEO and a CFO, you know what I mean? And a safety guy. Like if you have that kind of nut to make that happen, then maybe, because you're sort of, all you're worried about is the business end of things, and you have people that can look after the employees. If you're sort of that, you know, my experience is sort of that, you know, 3 to 20-man crew, like you are fucked, because
it's all you.
It's all you, and you don't get any of those economies of scale. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to buy big enough to get the massive discounts. You're still paying You're still paying too much for your shit, and the government doesn't give you any breaks because they're like, oh, well, you're just a money pig now.
Right, and then
just
you
keep paying us, and they're
chase people for checks in order to keep your bankroll rolling at that point.
Yeah,
so it's just,
it's never ending.
It's never ending. Exactly. You got to be a certain someone. Just like you got to be a certain someone to run your own business, you got to be a certain someone to have employees work for you as well.
Yeah. No, it's a different ball of wax for sure, and it, like you say, it ups the risk factor significantly.
And the burnout.
Maybe with your exposure to more problems that you don't even know are coming until they show up on your door, basically.
Exactly.
Casey,
I've heard.
Go ahead.
No, I've heard some of your stories on your stories about when you used to have the company with. So anything's possible. It was what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And everything in the negative way, nothing good comes from it. It was nothing but fucking ridiculousness.
You never remember the ways they bail you out. It's always the ways that they fuck you.
They never fucking did. And whoever. The interesting thing is I don't run into them very often anymore for whatever reason, probably because God wants it that way. If those guys hook up, it'll be bad. But there's like out of the 65 guys that I hired in my little tenure there, there's like 4 that were decent. The rest of them, fucking slags. I'm sorry. I would never even talk to them again. Just dirtbags.
Hiring warm bodies just to keep the work flowing.
All right, one last fucking burner here.
All right.
Well, I'll let you handle this one and then I'll finish it. KCS Plumbing wants to clear up the woman in the trades quote.
That one's on you. That one's yours.
You're not even gonna touch it?
I'm not going next to that one. Are you kidding me? I heard you say. I actually sent that reel. I think it may have been a reel. I sent that to one of my friends. I'm like, dude, watch this. This is great. He's really gonna catch some shit on this one.
I caught a lot of shit for it. But I'll say it again. They are not going to save this thing. They're not. Like bring them in if you want, but I don't. Do you even know what the stats are in the States? Like how many women are actually in all of the trades? Do you have any idea?
That's not a number I know, honestly. I
Uh,
don't know that number.
and no, why would you?
I know there's
But
500,000 licensed plumbers in the States, if that helps. 500,000.
is there that many?
I heard
And
it on it.
how many are
Heard it
women?
on Instagram. It must
Well,
be real.
then it must be true. But legitimately, here in Canada, I don't even know how many trades we have, but they've said like every trade in the world, like we call them Red Seal up here, and there's probably, I don't know, 15 of them that are considered Red Seal, from millwrights to bakers to like people that actually bake bread.
Oh, not you.
And not me. I just have to clear that up. To plumbers, 3.7 a decade ago were women, and they've spent $500 million advertising and trying to promote
Right.
women in the trade. And 10 years later, it's gone up by 0.2, which people are like, well, what would happen if we didn't do anything at all? I'm like, I don't know. That's pretty insignificant to.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not a glorious thing to be a part of.
No.
Outside of social media.
Outside of social media.
Right. We as a team, I believe, make this look as glorified as possible. That's because we don't show all of the bullshit that comes on the back end of it. You know, I honestly wish that I could show a lot more than what it is. I don't know how to put it into a video to make people understand it, I guess is what it is.
No, it's you're right. I hired 5 or 6 women when I did my thing, and this isn't a criticism of them, but none of them got their tickets. They all went on to something else.
Yeah.
For various reasons, where they either went into sales or wholesale or something completely different. But they just found the work too difficult, and maybe that's because we did mostly commercial stuff. Lots of it's quite heavy. You know, all those stupid places that you end up. Maybe it's a residential sort of thing. And I guarantee you I'm getting comments right now.
I wish I could see them. My God, I thought Canada just cut trees down. I thought you guys just cut forests down up there. I didn't know what the hell happened in Canada. Everyone's a lot.
Well, maybe that's why you can't see them. Yeah, maybe. Who the fuck knows, man? Fucking my meth comment went over really good. Anyway.
Everything you say goes over very well.
I know. Let's see. Why are you still on their website? Dude, that should be the lesson for you, Skater Plum, whatever the hell your name is Boston Monstahs left. We'll bring them back. The point of that is you don't control what goes on in social media. Once you put your likeness out there, you have no say over it anymore. You just don't. I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. Where'd everybody go? I'm still, yeah. I'll explain it right here in front of everybody. 2 years ago, those PCS pros came to me, and 10% of construction workers are women. I don't believe that, man. You should show me. You should get the fucking stats out. I know that's Craig down in Oregon. That surprises me. Yeah, it's 3.7%, 3.9 now in Canada. PhD pros approached me and said, "Hey, we want to use all your stuff." And I said, "Are you sure? Have you seen my stuff?" And they said, "Yeah, we love it. We're going to sell you to some stuff." And then my account got taken down like a month later, and they reached back out and said, "What happened to your account?" I said, "I've got nuked." Oh, isn't Matthew coming back here? There we go. And everything's still up. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't make any money off of it. So you guys have certainly called me a hypocrite for being on the piece.
Why you kick me off?
Dude, you fucking killed me. Dude, you're fucking
Jesus
boring. That's why.
Christ. The people have spoken. Get rid of Boston. We just want Baker.
You should have seen the comments. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll fucking cancel them. Fuck.
There we go. There we go. I think I got some comments now. At least now I got comments. There's
Oh, maybe you
250 people watching this? Are you
There's
kidding me? You guys go to bed. Jesus Christ. What the hell's wrong with everybody?
Holy shit. 288. What the fuck
Oh,
is
shit.
going on?
We still making fun of ladies in the trade, or are we done with that?
Now we're done with that.
Okay.
No, I don't think we're making fun of it. The reality is, and as much as the social world wants to sort of say that, differentiate or not different, that we're all the same. We're not. And the trades, particularly plumbing and HVAC, are difficult trades to sort of have some longevity in. And every single person that does it, and I suspect you'll say the same thing, has a body ache. Like for me, it's my elbows. My elbows are fucking, I don't know why they're shot, but they are. My knees are fine, all the rest of that. But you do this long enough, you're going to hurt something, right?
Right.
Like,
oh, yeah.
That's just how that goes.
I'm about
So
to
when
turn 40, and I got a bunch of areas that are starting to hurt all of a sudden. Came out of nowhere.
Dude, I turned 44 and really seriously hurt my back. And that was the moment I'm like, am I done in this? Or I really like what I'm doing. It was one of those things. It was sort of that, am I going to keep doing this or am I going to shift out of it? That's sort of when everything was going to shit with the big business anyway. And I started going to the gym. Right. And that literally, like you said at the beginning of this, it literally changed my fucking life. And I've never felt better.
Right.
It doesn't mean there's not problems, but
so it just makes the problems less mentally. So
yeah.
I actually told my my brother-in-law, I said, listen, I don't go to the gym to get big. I go to the gym to clear my mentality. Honestly,
I agree with you.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if
it's 100% for me.
Right. Yeah. I'm just there to get through the day, I guess, after I leave the gym.
No, it's whatever the mental clarity, you're obviously focusing on something else.
Right.
Like you're putting your sort of that effort and strain towards something else. I think that's, what it is as opposed to thinking about your endless problems.
Right. Yes.
With whatever the hell you got going on. I can move this, I can lift that, I feel good about it. And then you walk out of there as a new man, frankly.
Yeah, because it also gives you confidence throughout the day after you leave there. It makes you stand up a little bit taller. As much as I know a lot of people don't want to do the gym shit, but honestly, I didn't really do it either until my wife was like, "You need to come with me to the gym because you're starting to be a little psychotic." So I went with her 2 years ago, and I haven't stopped since. And honestly, now I know when I have 2 bad days, I know that I need to go, and I make sure I go at least 3 to 4 times a week, and that it's huge. It's huge. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, it's true. It makes a massive difference in my life.
Right.
If I go, like I say, 3 or 4 days, and I'm ornery and pissed, I'm like, what the fuck is my problem?
Right.
It's not Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't. It's been a couple days since I've been in the gym. I'm gonna go throw some weights around, feel fabulous,
right?
And then I'm ready to take on all the haters.
I used to have it. There you go. We got Plumber Skater. He said, he goes, so you can't just do 12-ounce curls. I used to have I used to do a drink every single night beforehand, right? And then I went to the gym, and honestly, I don't drink at all anymore. I used to have a drink every single night, and now I don't drink anymore at night. If I have a beer, it's because I went out to dinner once a month or whatever it is. I'm not trying to tell everybody what to do or belittle anybody, but in all honesty, the gym helped me with that as well, to get rid of an extra, something that's not needed, I guess you could say. So it just it helps in many different varieties.
I posted that Joe Rogan thing with that gal, I forget her name, that was talking about mental health.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a podcast up here, the Construction Life, that does a really good job. and they were talking about how, the self-deletion in the trade is like one of the highest,
Right.
and which surprises me given the, sort of the labor intensity of it.
Yeah.
If you listen to Joe Rogan and that gal, she's talking about they get out and do some errands or some exercise. And I do think it's important to differentiate between you going to work and slinging pipe all day or running gas lines and going to the gym
Right.
and doing something that's just for you, about you, that you're not, is total distraction from everything else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You just actually, you nailed it. I never had anything
You're welcome.
for me. Yeah, exactly. Now I have that 1 hour, and
Yep.
20 minutes is mine. Yeah. Before it was everybody else's. It was my kids. It was my wife. It was my work. It was everything. And now it's something that me and my wife do together. That's ours, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So,
No,
dude,
I think it's incredibly important. Being fit makes it better. Listen, there's a lot of people. Listen, we're not bringing anybody else in, so stop sending me requests, okay?
everybody wants to be with Baker. Are you kidding me? We're live with Baker.
It's quite flattering. They mostly just want to yell at me and call me names.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Who's this? So you're getting all the comments now?
I see them all now.
Got
Yeah.
something.
People want you to eat bananas.
Yeah, get the potassium in there. Buddy's 5 years sober and out of jail. Nice job, brother.
Yeah.
Buddy's one of the guys, like he ran his own business and then obviously, as we all do, had some challenges with whatever. And then was working for somebody now and fucking loves it. Loves what he does.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
hey, shit, in 10 years, I could go back to working for somebody else and love every minute of it. That's honest, you know?
Yeah, that's the whole plan is I hope I'm working for the boys in 10 years.
There you go.
Tell me what to do. And I'm not fucking coming in.
You'll be the only one that calls every day.
I'm having a fight with my girlfriend. I'll call you later.
So, yeah, I see Omar, right? He put everyone, he said, we're all influencers some way, shape, or form. And so I agree with him completely. We're all trying to influence people on our opinions or takes of life. And I believe that I'm trying to influence people to take more confidence in their businesses, like in their actual, instead of falling into someone else's stuff, like a brand or a 40-hour a day work week. I believe I'm trying to show people that you can take this and run with it on your own with just a little bit of enthusiasm and discipline. That it's you don't need somebody else's stuff. Like I have a trouble with authority, and I don't want people to tell me what to do. And I feel like everybody can, not everybody, but all, some people who also have the same mentality as me that are stuck in their ways can watch and be like, this kid, he started out working for somebody else and then started his own business, and it took him 1 year to get to the point where he was, and now look at him, it's like he never worked for anybody before. I just think that you don't need to work for the brands that are out there pushing the products. I use their tools and their fittings. I use everything because that's what makes my life easier during the day. But at the same time, I think it's a slap in the face for them to pay you $400 for the month to put up 3 videos a month for them, when you can put up your own videos and make money on your own shit to come in instead of they're already making millions of dollars. These companies, millions of dollars they're making, and they're paying you hundreds. You guys watch me? They're paying you hundreds of dollars. They're making millions of dollars. And you guys are putting up advertising on one of the best marketing products ever known to man. You can literally get in front of the entire world for plumbing and put their shit up for them, and they're laughing. Guaranteed, they're fucking smiling, saying, "Look at, we don't even have to do advertising anymore. we got all these assholes on these apps just using and making videos. Are you kidding me? What are we doing? Why we got to pay anybody for this?
And it's so focused, right?
Right.
Like it's like when you use the Super Bowl ad, like everybody and his dog is watching the Super Bowl ad.
Right.
So who's in the market for a new car or I don't know, whatever fucking
Bud Light.
Bud Light, right?
Right.
Yeah. Who's in the? I guess everybody. But with this, when or nobody, maybe they're trying to improve their reputation. We're not going to talk about that. With this, it's so specific. Like they're dealing with the people that actually use the product. It's genius for those guys, and they have figured out. They've thrown out that little bit of cheese, couple of crumbs, and those little influencers like, oh, that's so good, give me some more. And I'm the other guy going, dude, you're fucking selling it for nothing, man. Selling it for nothing.
Right. I want to see these brands open their books at tax season and show you how much money they've made last year. And then I want you to take that money that you made from them and show them. Because I can run upstairs right now and go get you paperwork, obviously, because I'm in the middle of doing taxes right now, and show you what people have paid me. And then go online and research the name of the companies and see how much they made.
Well,
all right. And they're not
advertising
anywhere else. They're not advertising anywhere else. This is it.
No. Milwaukee's $1 billion company now, isn't it? I'm sure it is.
Right.
They're fucking everywhere. Right. And they're making shoes now, so they're trying to find ways to spend money. Like, fuck, we got too much money. Let's make shoes.
Right, exactly. So it's just, it's not that I'm against any influencing, because we are doing that right now. What I am completely against, I'd like to see a pitchfork revolt against the $1 million brands. How's that?
Yeah. It should become, and I don't know how you said there's contracts. Like, you've signed contracts.
I have,
to say, I will do this, and you will give me this, and that's how you work it out. And in hindsight, you're like, at the moment, you're like, this is awesome. But in hindsight, you're like, dude, I am getting screwed for what's going on here.
Right. So, HD Plumbers, I believe he's in here, and he said, I see what you're saying, and I hear your point, but why stop? I just want to know the outcome. There is no outcome. The outcome is going to be when you stop or you complain that you're not getting enough, they're just going to find the next guy that's going to do it for the same or less than what you're doing it for now. So if everybody goes together and just says, you know what, screw the brands, I'm going to build my own shit, because I built my own shit. I'm wearing it. I can show you bar graphs on how much I've made in 7 days off of shirts and hats and shit. It's possible. The shit is possible. You just, you're marketing for people that are making millions of dollars, and you're doing it for pennies at the end of the day. That's where, and I was there. I did it. I got a van with tools in it that were free to make a video for it. So I was there. But then I got to that point, like, what? I can buy the fucking tool. All right.
Yep. Listen, that's where I am. There's my little brand right there. But the problem with, or what I guess I'm trying, the warning is you will be replaced. Right. Just like every supermodel who's the hottest woman on the planet will be replaced by somebody that's hotter.
Yeah.
It's like how marketing goes.
Right.
It's just how it is. And so, like I said to, who was I forget, one of those dudes with plum in his name.
No. It's not.
I'm like, dude, you're literally like, I know, I can't remember them all. There's been so many people lighting me up. Let's go to Baker's place and do something. You guys are welcome here anytime. Seriously. And not only that, well, I'll buy you a fucking steak. Anyway, what is
the guy? Are you guys starting an influencing union? No, but I'm trying to start.
No.
The people.
We're trying to start a cult.
Dude.
A cult. We're gonna start a cult.
The fucking Baker Club. Let's go.
Sell your what? And here, like I say, I get to the point where you don't have to sell it. You need it for a tax write-off. Is where you should get to.
Jesus Christ, guess you can't even have any tax write-offs in social media. What are you gonna do? Write off your cell phone? That's
right.
That's it.
Like what is the tax rate on that? What are they going to bill? What?
My tax lady asked me that. She goes, "Well, what can we write off for this?" I was like, "Well, can I write off some of the stuff that I did in my videos? I guess." She's like, "Well, if it was in your house, I guess, but I mean, the rest of it was like your job sites where you work. That's your company, so you can't write off any of that. It wasn't yours. So, what are you going to write off? Your phone, camera? What are you going to write off?" I know. I'm here.
Tripod.
I'm fucking sitting here.
I don't know. You tell me.
You can't. There's nothing to write off. You can't write anything off. There's nothing you can put towards your write-offs because first off, you're basing your social media off your plumbing company. So right then and there, what are you gonna? You can't write anything off because it's your plumbing company and your social media. You're just using your phone to make a video.
Yep.
So your income is a private plane.
So the government loves you.
Yeah, so I guess So I make 75 grand off of fucking Facebook last year, but guess how much I'm paying back to the United States of America? $30,000+ is going. So it comes in and goes out. So maybe I'm the idiot for not just taking free tools because you don't need any fucking income for that. I don't
know. Maybe. Well, no, don't you? Up here in Canada, like if it's a gift over $400, you have to declare it.
Right.
Right. So if somebody gives me like a press gun that's worth like $3,000, even though I got it for free, they're like, no, that has whatever. I'm not sure if it's declared or perceived. I don't know what fucking language. Anyway, perceived value of $300 or $3,000.
Right.
And so that is now a credit on your balance sheet. And I'm like, what?
Right.
It was given to me.
Yeah.
No, those guys, and that's the ultimate thing is the government who will fuck you every chance they get.
Pretty much.
Like they are going to take all your money.
Right.
That's just how that's going to go.
Can't you write
100%
off expenses for merch since it's affiliated with social media? So if you're gathering $75,000 from just an app, that's not the merch store. So just that app. So you upload a video to the app. All you did was use your phone to make a video and put it on the app, and they paid you for it. They just happen to pay me fucking a lot of money to do that. So there's nothing in between the two to write off to say there's not. I used my Astro van to drive to the plumbing job that I own a plumbing company for, and I videotaped me fucking plumbing, and then I posted it on social media. So there's nothing in the middle to write yourself off with.
Yeah. No, I don't know where you would. I don't know how you would do that. Right. And I like I say, it's not a problem that I've ever had to deal with. So all I know is I'm pissed about how much taxes I have to pay already. Right. So, and people have said that to me. Why don't you sell this stuff? I'm like, because I just like I don't want to deal with that next line item of a credit.
Right.
Where I'm like, no, this is everything. This whole thing, everything I bought at the printers, at the fucking hat store or whatever the fuck is a expense, straight up.
Right. Somebody just put, can you write off your phone bill? But my phone's underneath my company. It's my plumbing.
Underneath your company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Everything's already, you don't get to write it off twice, right?
Exactly, right. Yeah, it's under my plumbing business. So, and somebody put cash is king, and cash is definitely king, but it's not king when you're in social media because they're paying you in a check. So.
Yep. Yeah. And don't you guys have to sign? Like, I've never done it. But, like, if you monetize it, you have to fill out a whole, like, does it Meta make you fill out everything and they double check it to make sure that you're not, whatever, Al-Qaeda or whatever the fuck is going on?
I don't know how deep they go with it, but you got to fill out a whole form with all your personal information and then hook up a PayPal account to it and they pay you through PayPal.
Yeah. And then you have to declare that
PayPal account, right?
PayPal account is a credit on your thing.
right. I don't know how different the merch store is because what I'm doing is buying sweatshirts and then paying someone to print the sweatshirts and then paying for shipping. So I mean, I guess you can call that it's not income because it may say 42 on the bar spreadsheet that I made in that week, but it's 20,000 worth of product and 2,000 worth of shipping. So I mean, the number that would be based off your income would be the last 15 to 17,000 that would get taxed on that. So I
Yeah.
mean, once again, what are you going to write off for that? I drove my car to go pick something up. My car's underneath my plumbing company.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And I don't like, could you, and this, if this is a stupid question, then tell me it's stupid. Could you pay your wife? Is she your social media manager?
She's under the company, Benavides Plumbing. So,
She's under the company.
Yeah.
Well, you're fucked there too.
Jesus Christ. But so in the United States, you can once your kids reach, I don't know, it's 12 or 14, you can put
Same here.
Put them on the payroll, but you need workman's comp.
Oh.
Yeah.
So here, when you turn 12, you can pay them. I think it's like 10 grand a year, but you have to prove if they ask that they are actually doing tasks for the
same
business.
Right?
Like they're not. I think it's 10. It might be 12. I think it's 10 here.
Right.
But they're not unloading the dishwasher, bro. They're working in the business type of shit. Right. So we've done that every year for sure, but I have been audited a few times and everything's gone as well as those things can go. But like you say, though, the government's going to get you coming and going.
Definitely.
Is the church paying for steaks? No, man. The steaks are a tax write-off. Come up here and I'll buy you fucking a steak. Tommy, you can even have my the first eggs of the morning. Those chickens of mine are going crazy. I don't think I can send. We should start a church. Isn't there a couple of companies that literally have declared themselves churches and get themselves a tax
I think
tax exempt?
Texas. I think they're in Texas.
That's the cult thing. I'll change it from a cult to a church. I'm gonna start a church.
iPlummet says, how do you avoid an audit? I don't think you can, my man. I think if they're coming for you, they're coming for you. End of story.
The only way, I'll tell you my experience in Canada, which is, I don't know if it's that much different. So I got audited like 4 years in a row, and every year that they audited me, they owed me money. And since the first time it was like 5 grand, the next year it was like 15, the next year it was like 12, and then the last year it was like 35 or something that they owed me.
Right.
I'm like, and so after that one, I suspect I got a little tick on my phone. Leave this guy the fuck alone every time we show up.
I was once told,
but I do.
Just
go ahead.
You don't try to claim all kinds of dumb shit. So I was once told, don't put down you went for a business dinner every single weekend and paid for it on a company credit card, or don't go on company trips constantly. All those would be red flags to our government to look for an audit. That's what I don't know personally. I've never been audited, and I hope I never will be.
It is a rectal exam. Is what it is.
Right.
Like they want to know everything.
Right.
And why you did this and whatever. I will say, because I do despise the government so much, they want me to pay my taxes every quarter, which I refuse to do. And so I do have a very personal relationship with my own personal CRA, which is the same as the IRS agent.
Yeah.
That I'm in contact with every about 4 or 5 months. He phones me up and says, "Hey, Bob, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, bro, same as always. I'm not paying you till March." So, you really should. I'm like, I know, we really should, but I hate you and everything you stand for. So,
right.
I'll talk to you in
Pretty
March.
Much.
So,
great. very uncomfortable. That's one of the most uncomfortable parts about businesses, worrying about the taxes. Like, I don't know. Just think about
This
it, man.
and there.
When you get $2,000 coming in, it's gonna be 600 of it's not yours.
That's the thing that nobody thinks about,
Right.
really, when you start your business. And neither did I. The first year I was in business, I cleared $182,000, and just was like, like I do remember thinking, I am the fucking man. Like, what that? Like, you know what I mean? And then the tax bill came, and I was like, what in the fuck is that?
Are
And
you serious?
because I was that guy. I'm like, I'm not
Right.
paying that. Well, I'm not going to pay that. That's insane. And they're
Take
like,
me to jail.
dude, you got like 60 days to pay that. I'm like, or what?
Right.
They will take everything you own and throw you in
Yeah,
jail.
yeah.
And that there's no figurative speech there.
Right.
Like, they will take everything you own and throw you in jail. Yeah.
And they can't tell you where $1 trillion went out of their own money.
I know. It's
crazy.
If there's anything that's hypocritical, is the fucking government.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are the biggest hypocrites in the fucking world, man. I hate them. Hate them.
Seriously.
And hate them.
All right. Just like the Instagrammers hate you.
Oh, well, bring the hate. I don't even care. See, the beautiful thing about it's like water off a duck's back. I literally don't care. It's
you hit a certain age, and it just whatever.
I'm like, dude, you guys are and that's literally what I say. You guys are talking about stuff. The haters, the influencers are talking about stuff that they don't have any experience in.
Right.
Like, they just don't. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you think you do, you think you have it all figured out, but man, like, it's going to kick you in the balls.
I didn't wake up until I was 36. All right. I think I zombied through 18 to about 36. Once I hit 36 is when I started to, look around and notice that I was still alive, I guess, at that point. That's when I'm being serious, dead serious. It's just,
I've had lots of friends that do that. And there's nothing, like you say, I guess that's the point, is sooner or later you wake up. Right?
Exactly.
Or you hope that you do.
Yes.
For whatever reason, my story is different. I got married at 22 and had kids by 23, and was off to the races.
Right. Well,
and so I've been
same. I feel like I just did the same thing every day, I guess you could say. You just you go to work, you come home, you go to bed, you go to work, you wake up, you come home. I did that. Yeah, 22 was the first kid.
So here, how is that? And so what clicked for you? Was it your wife that said, I need something more, or you needed something more, or you had a couple extra kids? Like, what the fuck am I going to do?
We had the twins, and then I was watching her suffer from a distance. I was leaving the house at 4:30, and I was gone until 4:30 in the afternoon. I only got paid for 8 hours because you had to travel to get both ways. And in the meantime, she was struggling with 2 kids, and I was like, there's got to be an easier way. There's got to be a way that we can bring this together without having anyone else help me. Like, I don't want to office job for you. I don't want a foreman's position. I don't want to work from home. There's got to be a way that I can work my own hours to help her get through her day and be more comfortable for both of us, I guess, at that point. I'm not saying that she couldn't do it whatsoever, because I possibly I wouldn't be able to do what she did, but she definitely needed a friend, and that's what I am at the end of the day. Is I'm her best friend. So at that,
shouldn't you be her friend, her foil, and her flame? Isn't that how that goes?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I found a way to be there whenever she needed it. I got this going on. I'm like, all right, no problem. I'll work around it.
That's the beauty. I will fully admit that even when everything was super crazy with my little business, and I certainly couldn't take extended holidays. But if there was something that needed to be done, then I could be like,
Right.
yeah, I got it.
Right.
I'll make a difference here.
Yeah.
Or I'll change something up.
Exactly. You can
So
you can
it does,
find a way.
right? At the end of the day, you're answering only to yourself and to whatever customer you're pissing off by not, finishing it or whatever. I mean, there's that choice and consequences thing, right? Like
Yeah.
no matter what choice you make, there's consequences. So if you try and appease your significant other, then
Yeah. So
you're gonna somebody.
I look at it another. I don't know, and this probably happened as I hit 36, 37. If you're not going to be at my funeral, then I'm not going to give you my all. How's that?
Yep.
Is that
I love it.
as morbid as that sounds? I'm not going to put all my time into something that I could put into for my wife and kids, or if my parents, whoever needs something that is there, is going to carry me out of the fucking church to the cemetery. That's
Yeah.
how I live, and that's how I live now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And that's a fucking great way to do it, man.
And
honestly.
that just came like the last 4 years. I honestly don't know if it was a midlife crisis or what, but here we are.
So here's what well, and okay, so I'm gonna say his name right for the first time. Plumbing Skater. That's gay. Anyway. Skater with an 8. Dude, you're killing it. Anyway, he's saying that the social media platforms will pay more than any plumbing company. I guess, but for how long?
So,
I mean, that's the point. Like, get your money while you can. But dude, there's a limited cycle on that, man.
Like I said, I'm there. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to anybody in the comment section, but hey, it's me, and I'm telling you that it's you may get a good check this month, last month, a couple of months before, the last year, but honestly, man, it's gonna end. It's gonna fucking end because I'm here. I'm living it. I'm fucking seeing it. And if you think $400 a month for 3 videos is good money, then I mean, maybe you're not fucking getting enough for cleaning drains. I don't know.
You suck at plumbing. That's the answer.
Jesus
If
Christ.
$400 a month is a significant number to you, listen. If $10,000 a month is significant to you, then you're bad at what you do.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to. I don't know how else to say it.
If somebody was like, "Hey, Boston, we'll give you $10,000 to come down for the weekend, and you can put us on your platform," I would say, you know what? I'm there. Fucking 10 grand for 2 days. Yeah, sure. But let me pay for your flight, and then let me pay for some food. And but make sure you make videos and put them on the page of all the followers that you built up. It just doesn't jive. It doesn't jive. What happens when your plane gets stuck? Do they pay for you to sit in the airport for the 2 days?
No. Well, that was when I got when they asked me to come to that Central Term thing, and I love those guys. It's not a criticism of anything that those guys do. I'm like, what happens if I have to spend 3 weeks in fucking Florida because I can't get back because of COVID? They're like,
right.
I don't know.
I know. Right.
Go golfing, I guess. I'm like, okay. There's my answer.
I hear you loud and clear. So I see the people are dropping numbers like, and honestly, listen, I try to be as real as possible. I want to see paperwork. If you're telling me you're making $15,000 a month, send me the paperwork. Please do it. Don't send me it for your plumbing company, but send me the social media saying they're paying you 15 grand a month for that. I'm telling you, it ain't there. It's not there. You're not getting the views for that kind of money.
Even if it's that, like I said, I mean, I'll say the number. January we did $250,000. Like beat that.
Right.
Like fuck it with three dudes.
Right.
Me and my 2 sons.
Right.
Beat it. Like you can't beat that.
You really can't.
Why are you monetizing shit? What are you talking about? What do I need to monetize? I monetize my entire life. I do this for fun
Right.
and to piss you guys off, apparently.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. It's great. It's awesome to get people riled up. That's like my favorite, is to get everyone all riled up in their panties in a bunch. It's fucking fantastic.
Multiple streams of income. Yeah, Dennis is talking about bringing in multiple streams of income. Like, that's absolutely what we should do.
Right.
And what we've done is we deal with, my multiple streams of income, frankly, are working for, 8 different multinational companies that say, we'll pay you X amount of dollars to look after all of our shit. So if one of those people go down and say, dude, Bob, you're a dick.
Right.
You know what you said on social media? You're out. Well, I still have 7 other companies that I'm working for, and I can go, and that's never happened, by the way, but it may now.
Right. It's coming. I'm telling you. Trust me. I got customers that watch the shit I put out, and I'm like, man, I listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Listen, I'm still a nice guy at the end of the day. The shit that just comes out of my mouth sometimes is just, far-fetched at best.
Listen, the beautiful thing about my life is I'm the same dude in the restaurant or in the hotel or wherever I'm working.
Right.
I'm like, this thing is shit, and you better fix it, or in a month from now, Jesus won't be able to fix this thing. So
yes, exactly right. And I've learned that.
Figure it out.
And that's what social media taught me: is not everybody is the same person that's on this camera that's out of here. But if you met me somewhere, I can guarantee you, I would have the same fucking attitude that I have exactly right now with you.
I promise.
Person. Right, promise.
I promise you, everybody out there that hates me, that I will give you like 3 months notice of the trade show that I'm gonna go to, and you could come up and try and punch me in the face in person if you want.
That's why I didn't go to the wet show. I'm sure somebody would have landed one on me.
So I think I'm not going. There's one in Toronto that I'm not going to, and then I think it's over until maybe next year. I don't know. But I'll make a big announcement and say, this is where I'm going to be. No one's going to pay me. I ain't sponsoring anybody's shit. I'm showing up by myself. And we can have a heart-to-heart, and either we can arm wrestle it out or punch it out.
Yeah.
I ain't hugging it out, though. It's not some healing circle, man. That's not how this works.
Then you're not going to want to meet me, because I'm going to hug you.
I'll hug you. I'm talking about the people that hate me. The people that hate me.
So where do I gotta go? The North Pole? Where do you live?
No, I think I was talking to, where's AHR next? I think it's is it in Florida?
Hey, if it's in Florida. If it's in Florida, can you delete this live so no one sees it and they can send me to that?
If it's legit, if it's somewhere warm, I will go.
Right.
I'm not going to fucking Chicago. I'm not going to Cleveland. I did the Indianapolis thing, and it was cold as fuck. It was cold as Canada, which is saying something. And so I need to go somewhere warm. Maybe it'll be in California. I don't know where it is. Somebody telling us where it is?
There it is. Orlando. Everyone's saying Orlando.
Orlando. Okay, you heard it. You heard it here.
That's the toilet.
I will go to AHR. Is it bad? Maybe I don't want to go. Maybe I better shut my face before I say something.
Miami. You got to go to Miami. Next Centrotherm, you're in. All right? You're going.
Next Centrotherm, maybe. Did you see what they did? I gave Matthew shit. I'm like, you guys are playing tag on the beach? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
About the best marketing strategy ever is that they brought everybody with a cell phone. I think they're even watching on here. And they know this is true. They brought everyone that videos with a cell phone in the plumbing industry down to Miami so they can, in turn, maybe they didn't ask, maybe they had nothing. They just knew that they would videotape it and put it on their pages. It's brilliant. It's honestly brilliant.
Yeah. I agree with you. They are doing, like, they know what they're doing.
Right.
like make no mistake about it. Those guys know what they're doing, and I respect Matthew and Sakaris, especially Sakaris, because he's sort of running that thing behind the scenes. He's doing a great
Right.
job, and he's come through Calgary. We've had dinner, and had a lovely conversation. So I respect what they do, but like you say,
It's brilliant.
they
know what to do.
they
know where to
yeah,
sell
and they
their
have
product.
they have everything going on, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to CMPX. Sorry, boys.
Have you ever
No.
seen a Centrotherm commercial on Netflix? I'm asking.
I haven't. No. You asking me? What are you asking me?
I don't know. Whoever's
Sorry,
out
that's.
there. Is there anyone out there?
Apparently, there's 120 of those suckers. So yeah, if it's somewhere warm, and sort of everything is sort of relatively calm in my life, then I will go to the next AHR if it's in a decent spot. It seems to be where where everybody likes to go to. So
I'm gonna stick to my guns, and I'm not going. It ain't happening.
You're making that declaration right now.
Yeah, yeah. I thought we were leaders together in this fucking pitchfork thing.
No, listen. I'll show up and fight you all. Is what I'm saying. If you want to fight,
right.
you want to fight me in person.
Maybe we can get
fucking come on.
booth. I can sell merch and punches to the face of Baker.
That's right. That's right. Maybe what we should do is get a face and with one of those fucking boxing dummies, and just it'll be a scam.
Right.
Come punch Baker in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not really Baker. Oh shit. It's $20
with the numbers on it too to see how hard you really hit.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, so good. Vegas 20. It's Vegas? Not Vegas. It was Vegas last year.
Dude,
wasn't it Vegas last year?
Who wants to go to Vegas? Are you kidding me right now? I'm 40 years old. Those days are
Everybody. Yeah. What are you gonna do in Vegas? You're just gonna get in trouble, you dicks. You're gonna end up at some
drugs by the end of the fucking thing.
Who am I selling out? I don't know. I'm not selling anybody out. Dude, I can't read all these things.
I don't know. It's been 2 hours. We've been holding strong for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You got a service call coming in?
No. No, I'm not on call. I told Isaiah, I'm like, dude, you're on. Don't fucking bug me. I'm gonna be lighting my own fires on the internet today. I think that's a record. 200. How many did we have? Almost 300 people on here at once.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at this guy. What do you say? Hold on, one more. He says, getting on social media to go against social media. And it's not to go against social media. This is the problem with social media. Nobody grasps the reason behind it. So like when I said the drain cleaner was a part of plumbing, my original thing was you don't have to clean drains. What are you doing with this? I don't really know. You don't have to clean drains to be a plumber. So we're on social media, not complaining about social media. We're complaining about the brands, okay? We're complaining about the brands. I know it's very short-sighted for most of these people on here because everyone's got a 15-second fucking... Yeah, 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
They're plumbers. They're not that smart. I've hired a lot of you fuckers. You're not that smart. I'm sorry to say.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, working for a brand and signing a contract ain't worth it. Start your own shit. That's the basics behind this. Build your own
fucking
shit.
Build it. Build it. Don't fucking buy it. That's the whole message. I don't know why that's
I don't know how it's so hard to come across. You're on social media and make fun of it. No, not at all. This is a tool. This is a tool that everybody needs to use if you want to do your own shit. If you want to have your own brand, you want to have your own business, social media is the place to do it. Centrotherm, brilliant. That's what they're doing. Rigid, they're even more brilliant because they're getting you guys to do it for fucking cheap money. And they're making millions off of it. So that's where this shit goes. That's where it's coming from.
What do you think? And this again, this isn't criticism, but what do you think the rigid experiences cost those guys? $100,000 maybe to bring all those guys out, put them through a car race, take them to a baseball game, fly them out, put them up, blah 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 blah. And what kind of return do you think they get on that? It's
It's
astronomical,
gotta be.
right?
They wouldn't do it if it wasn't.
Right? They're smart businessmen. They know what they're doing.
Right.
They know what they're doing better than you and I know what they're doing because they've got
Definitely.
fucking all the letters behind their names telling them what to do, right?
They went to college.
So they did go to college. Did you go to college? I went for like a year and then I took computer programming and then it was a bad fucking scene.
Yeah, I went for 6 months for criminal justice and here we are.
You gonna be a cop? You look like a cop. You got the fucking cop mustache.
I was going for it. See this?
Everybody wants to know what part of Mass you're from, for whatever.
Nobody needs
reason.
to know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get that in detail. So you got.
Okay, good.
Somebody said,
That's the last
sick of seeing brand promotions. We want to see real plumbing. These other guys don't get it. Thanks for seeing it through and post in real life. Gentlemen, I can see the future, I believe, and it's commercials. People don't want to see commercials, and that's pretty much going to be the end of it. That's going to be the end of it.
Have you guys got the commercials on Amazon yet?
Yeah. What, Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
I have not. No, I haven't seen any commercials on there.
They're coming. They're coming. They're testing it out. They're testing it out on the Canadian guinea pigs. And so I'm literally watching whatever stupid show I'm watching, and all of a sudden, like I'm noticeably confused because there's a commercial on. I'm like,
right.
What the fuck am I? Like, what am I watching? I thought I was watching. And they're like, nope, this is the new feature.
Right.
I'm like, I'm canceling Amazon Prime tomorrow.
They're brilliant.
You're gonna start giving me commercials? I'm out.
That's why we were all in.
Right? That was it.
They didn't know what it was. They're like, why did the show stop? What is this? I'm like, when I was a kid, we watched 12 minutes of commercials in a 30-minute show.
Exactly right. So I do think I think you're right, that people hate the commercials. And I do, like the brand, you remember how they, like with, Wayne's World made fun of all the product placements where they're like, oh, this is the, whatever fucking thing. So I do think that that's where it's going, is far more, not the Wayne's World thing, but like a super subtle. This is this is what we use. This is the job we're doing.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. No tags, no nothing. Like, oh, those guys are obviously real plumbers doing a real job on a real job site using this shit. Exactly. It's like, those, you remember how they used to do it where they would show like the working man with the wrenches, right? And it was a still picture, but he was obviously on some job site, turning the wrenches.
He wasn't in the driveway.
Like, dude, I want to be like, exactly. I want to be that dude in some mechanical room doing that job. Right. I think that's going to come back in some form or version with video and social media. I think that's where it's going. I think you're right.
Agreed. I see it.
Yeah.
We'll talk in a year. We'll have another
I think that's the last time we talked was a year ago, wasn't it? Or I don't even know when. I'd have to look it up. It was a while ago.
2 years now. Goes by quick.
All right, fuckers. We're on here for like another 4 minutes. You got a fucking question, or are we out of here?
That's all I got. That's all I got left in me.
That's all I got. Yeah, you're doing great. What time is it over there? It's fucking 11 o'clock over there. Yeah. Fuck.
How about?
All right, I'll make it a.
How about the guys that
Go ahead.
work? How about the guys that work for somebody and then make their videos after work? So they film while they're at work for somebody else.
Tell me, Matt. You tell me. You're the one that's looking at hiring a person.
Well,
what would you say if that dude set up his tripod as he's going to work on your job?
I've had this conversation with other people, and it could have been one of the reasons why I left where I was, because you cannot you can't do that. I mean, it's not something that
You can't do that on a union job, right? You worked the union,
yeah,
didn't you?
it was a big non-union shop, but you
Oh,
just right. So I guess it all depends on when you catch on that they're doing that, I guess. So if you get somebody that becomes famous from doing it, and he
do you want a
brings in
piece?
phone calls.
Do you want a piece of it?
No. But he gets your company. He brings your company in for advertising. Like, hey, you're gonna wear my shirt now, or you're gonna get the back of my van in if you work in, like, say, California and it's always warm out.
Are you gonna make them sign a contract?
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like, it's it's a risk for the business owner. As
Yeah,
as as crazy as that sounds to some of you people, it's a risk to the guy who owns the business for you doing what you're doing on social media underneath him. Honestly,
yep.
and I believe one of the other reasons of me going venturing out is because I thought I was going to be able to turn this into something bigger than what it was, and you can't do that locked down underneath somebody else's, because sooner or later it's not yours, it's going to be theirs. I believe, because you're still recording on their time, whether you're editing them after work and posting them, it's still being taped
You're still yeah,
on
on.
company time. It's a slippery slope.
So we do not film anything in sort of private residences, personal spaces. Like, we'll do their mechanical rooms maybe, but I've literally said to the boys, you cannot, if you're in somebody's house, you cannot take out your phone.
Yeah,
You
so
can't.
I didn't even process that part. So for me working for people, if I'm in their house, I really, really try not to do anything other than the area I'm in. If I'm in the bathroom, I'm strictly in the bathroom. I never get any of the
Yeah.
outside of the house. I never get any of the other. If somebody's talking, I make sure I put the volume down on the video that I put out so no one can hear what they're
Yeah.
saying. It's honestly, you could, if you
But you're
don't.
opening yourself up to liability, right?
Yeah,
Are you
right.
not?
Well, yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. Especially if you catch the homeowners in a conversation that's supposed to be private and you didn't turn the volume down and that video goes viral.
Yeah.
It's
That
there's a lot of like
even in our commercial spaces, we don't show any brands, we don't show any
right,
names. Like, it's all, here's the
yeah,
boiler, here's the sink,
right.
here's whatever we happen to be working on. It's not, we're now working at the such and such for the such and such, and their plumbing is shit. Like,
Right,
what
yeah.
are you gonna?
I, I also know what people that I'm not even going to bother recording in, because I can see. I've honestly had this thought, and I never. Now we're having this conversation, but if I go to someone's house, I'd be like, "It's not even worth me trying to video this job, because this homeowner seems like if he catches wind of it, he's not going to be. He's just not. He's not hip to it. I guess I don't know the word. So I've actually had this, and this is my own company. Now, if I worked for somebody else's, here we go. You ready? When I worked for the commercial company, I did a job for something called Bloom Energy. So they have a high gas pressure goes into these boxes, and they somehow mix with water. And they create energy. It's energy efficient. You can Google it. It's Bloom Energy. So we did a bunch of these jobs. I was posting stories on the way the boxes were being built as we were doing the progression. And I got an email from a higher up at Bloom Energy that told me to take the videos down off of LinkedIn, because my boss signed a contract, and in that contract it said for you not to, everything in there is private. They don't want anyone to steal their recipe, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so there you go. I know a lot of people in the comment section saying right now, like, my boss encourages it. My boss this. It's. I bet I could actually dig out the email where I was told to take down my posts of this job from the higher ups. So
It's all well and good until it goes sideways, right?
yeah,
Like
Exactly right.
it only takes that one thing where somebody, you film something that's somebody deems private
Right.
or personal or confidential.
Right.
Like you got to be super careful, and it's becoming that way up here. But the States, our impression as Canadians is that you guys are sue happy all over the place. Like, I'll sue you for that, man, type of thing. And so it's in my estimation, like we've had very detailed conversation with my two boys on like where they can film and what they can film and what's acceptable and what's not. And it's like I said previously, if it's a private personal space, do not take out your phone. Like that's just
Right.
unacceptable. It's whatever the word is, uncouth. Oh,
Yeah.
let me take a picture of your kitchen, ma'am. She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. Get out of my house. Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, and there's a bunch of guys in here saying I do it all day long, which is fine. And it's not a critique. It's just, what is the risk that you're exposing you and your company to if you catch something you're not supposed to?
And agreed, right. And I honestly never really thought about it until I got that email. And then it made me think about once you are in people's houses, now you're in people's personal spaces. So do you do it inside of empty houses? Because I have no problem doing it inside of any new builds, renovations,
Yep,
or
100%.
right. But if I'm in Mary Jo's house and you're setting up a tripod, you're on a line. You're on a thin line. You need to talk to the homeowner at that point, I guess. You know what I mean?
And as I'm not trying to blur this into something else, but what is considered consent? Does she say, or does he say, yeah, take your video, and then like 2 days later he's like, I didn't fucking take that down.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't say you could do that. No, we had a verbal. So you got to start signing contracts. Like, first of all,
legally, yes.
Like, and what does that open up? Like, I'm going to make money off filming this in your house. Sign this, and he's like, okay, great. Right. I want $65 or whatever the percentage is of what you make off of that. Right. It gets twisted fast, and I think that's where this is going.
Right. Agreed. Yes.
Honestly, when people sort of think that that's what you're doing off of them, and I'll use the bad word, if you're going to grift off of somebody's residence, they're going to want some fucking dough.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, okay, what's my piece of this? Are you going to discount my bill, or are you charging me full pop?
And at that point, you would have to discount everybody's bill, because most of these guys are videoing everything they do. Yep. So every bill's got to get a discount.
And so if you're working for somebody, right, how does the boss feel about that? Like that, like I gotta give a discount to this homeowner because Isaiah filmed a snake in a drain, and we monetized it and made $400 off of it. So now I gotta credit him 150.
Right.
Is that where?
It's yeah. I mean, and it's not gonna get any attention. Like, everybody's gonna say, well, it's so you can get more work. But the one person who gets sued is going to be the first
You guys
person.
Remember this conversation when somebody gets sued and say, what was my thing? That old man was right. That old man was right. And that'll change the entire game.
I'm not saying
neither am I.
Right.
But
do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying that there is always a consequence to every action that you do. So every video you've seen me post has always been thought about before I even walk in the door. Like, if I'm going to a tenant's house, I'm gonna video it, because it's not his house, it's the landlord's house, and I'm cool with the guy who owns all the places. Empty houses, cool. Yep. But if I walk up to somebody's house that called me for a service call, I'm not gonna film their bathroom. It's their personal space. It's their own house. They bought the house. They live in the house. And if I worked for somebody, a lot of you are not going to want to hear this, but I probably wouldn't be recording at all, to be quite honest with you.
Well, that's the question I guess I have. I know what I've told my boys. What's your answer? You hire a new guy, and on Monday he shows up. He's a journeyman. He's ready to roll. I need this gas line changed. And the first thing he does is set up his tripod. What are you going to say?
So
It's going to get complicated quick.
it is. It really is. It's
And listen, I'm not calling. Jeff is making a bunch of comments in here, and Jeff and I have had
right. Yeah. Like
private conversation offline, and we're super cool. So I'm not being critical of Jeff and anything he says. But if you own the business, Jeff, what's your answer? Like, it's easy to say my boss says it's cool and everybody gets compensated, but what are you going to say if it's you hired some dude and you're paying him to work on a job site? Like, it becomes a different mindset.
Okay. Everybody's different, right? So the way that you do it, Jeff, like you'd probably, pictures, it's quick, right? Minutes, seconds. But what if some asshole like me comes in here and is trying to get a detailed video? Like, yeah, you're all right. You can do this. You can videotape, but they don't know how I videotape. So I'm trying to do this detailed where it's going to take me time to get different angles, moving this thing around, talking to the camera. Like it adds time to the day. Maybe there should be a conversation between the two on how far of an extent it could get. I mean, this seems like a conversation that should be talked about, I guess. I don't know. Seems like we set up a debate for
I think it is
something else.
Maybe that'll be the next my thoughts, not yours, and I'll throw a zinger in there to piss everybody off. But I think it's like when it's gonna happen. Like, somebody's gonna get there's going to be a lawsuit about somebody that made a ton of money off of something that whoever, if it was an employee, the employer wants a piece of it, or the homeowner wants a piece of it, or in your case, where the commercial guy is like, dude, that was proprietary information, and you've exposed us to our competitors. We're suing you for like $4 million,
Right?
Because that's what we think that intellectual property is worth.
Definitely.
Like, that's going to be a bad fucking day, man.
I'm telling you, I know. You ready for this one? I don't know if he's on here. I'd have to look, but I got a message beforehand that said, don't name any brands, because nowadays they can come after you and sue you for talking down about their brands on social media. They lawyers will come after you. So just make sure you watch what you say on this live with Baker.
Thanks for that, Matt. Thanks a lot. We've been at this for 2 hours, and you literally like, oh, by the way, don't say anything bad about the brands.
You've been saying
fuck
it for
you,
2
dude.
weeks. Are you kidding me? And we laugh about it, right? Because we're like, dude, there's no chance in the world that somebody's going to watch this and bring me to court over whatever I said. But anything's possible is what I'm getting at, I guess.
Well, and it's a crazy, insane world.
It is.
So stranger things have happened. Right? Nope.
So,
all right.
I think we just stirred up a new pot for you.
There we go. That's what I needed. That's why I'm here. Is for new pots to stir.
Yeah. So, would I want my guy recording on company time? I'm going to say no. I'm going to take care of that marketing part my own, I guess. I don't know.
Not Matt. Jeff is asking if we have anything that says proposals or contracts for promote. No, I don't. Maybe because we're not that big.
Yeah, I don't really have any contracts. I don't have any contracts, period. I give them a quote and they approve it. It's how it goes.
100%.
But maybe I should put that in there.
You should. had a little tagline in there. I can use this stuff for anything that's what Instagram does. Like, it's when you sign up for Instagram, you says read this, and everybody scrolls to the end and says I agree. Nobody reads shit. But the second, they could come on here and shut this down instantly and say, you guys are too fucking toxic. It's over.
Right.
And we own every bit of your content, and you're done. Which is what, like I say, it's happened to me twice. We're like, oh, yeah, you're too much, man. You've gone too far, whatever that means. Job. And Can I get my videos back? Can I get all the pictures I took? Nope.
Right.
It's all fucking gone. It's into the ether. We have no idea where it is. And so that's the joy of it. Is you can
Pretty
you
much.
can sign that
wake
stuff
up and this
over.
might not be here tomorrow.
It
This
might not be.
Instagram could be gone tomorrow. Right? They could shut this fucker down forever.
Watch the news for Baker being sued by Rigid.
But like
I have your
said,
listen. I have your thing. I'm fucking promoting it, so everybody calm down.
but my grandmother said everybody's got to flush a toilet. So
Everybody's got to flush a toilet. All right, Matt's fucking losing it.
I'm out.
He's a fucking champ.
I'm done.
And
Chongo out. I'm Chongo of the year.
Chongo. We're still working on that. Just so you guys know, we're gonna have the Chongo Awards in fucking the last week of this year, and it's gonna be the fucking prom for 45-year-olds. So everybody's welcome. And
Turbo showed up. Turbo's here.
Turbo,
I'm
he's
leaving
edibles.
the party now. Jesus Christ.
All right, Matthew, get the fuck out of here.
Enjoy your evening.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you as well. It was a great time. 2 hours and 9 minutes.
It was.
You shitting me?
2 hours. That was awesome, and we filled it all.
Right.
Anyway, good stuff.
Enjoy your day tomorrow.
Thanks, brother.
Have a good night.
We'll talk offline.
All right.
Whatever the fuck
good.
that means.
In
all right,
silence. Later.
Later. Bye. And there goes Matthew. Thank you to everybody. I will hang out for like 5 more minutes. You guys got a serious question? Turbo isn't making any Traeger money. He bought those. That's it. All right. Seriously, I'll give you. Ask me anything for like a minute. Want to ask me a question? I doubt it. Everybody's pumping off. It's late. Wait, I got a request here. Marlon, you want to go? Fucking go with Marlon. He probably put the request in like 10 minutes ago, half an hour ago. He's not going to pop on here. Anyway, thanks everybody. It was great. You know what? We might try and bring these things back. A little barn banter. Not every week. There's too much going on in my life, but maybe we'll do it like once a month. Should be fun. We'll figure it out. As you know, it's fluid. It's great. That entire live was my thoughts, not yours. I did talk to Evan last night, and we'll set something up and we'll have a discussion with one of the actual influencers. How's that sound? See how that goes. Anyway, praise Jesus. All right. That's it. Marlon has left the building. That's it. Thanks, gents. It's wherever you are. Have a good night. My thoughts, not yours. Turbo. Me and Turbo have to do another one. We were supposed to do, I think we're on the Bob and Rob show by, I don't follow you. I probably don't follow you. Would you like me to follow you? Would that make you feel better? Plumbing Skater, you had a lot of comments in there that I did not read. But I will follow you just so you feel better about it. And I think we have to do Bob and Rob like 5.0. Are we on 5.0? Anyway, we'll do the Bob and Rob show and and light everybody on fire. All right, I'm fucking out of here. Thanks, gents. Bye.